Later political and military conflicts led to some confrontations. They paid a tax called the jizya. Everyone wants to create Islamophobia. They had to pay tax under the Muslim Empire. What place on earth did you not have to pay tax? Medieval history, you had the king coming and taking all your food, left you guys starving in medieval Europe. In the Muslim world, yeah, they had a tax system. And guess what? That gave you freedom of religion, and the Jews had their own courts under the Muslim Empire. So imagine, they paid a tax, they were allowed to practice their faith openly, they had their own ruling within the Muslim Empire, under Muslim rule, okay? They had their own synagogues, they had their own businesses and scholarships. Okay, under Arab Muslim rule, 8th to 12th century, Jews flourished. This is in their own writings, in their own history books. Okay? And yet you have people like Laura Loomer who want to push hatred towards Islam and try to use it as a way to justify what they are doing in the Middle East. I will not let them, as a non-Arab, as a Caucasian male, to steal the narrative that Islam is the enemy of Judaism or it's the enemy of Christianity. I salute Mother, I can't say her name too good. She was on Tucker yesterday. Mother Agipia of Stephanopoulos, speaking on Tucker Carlson yesterday and representing the Christians in the Palestinian territories and really showing the other side of it. In the religion of Islam, Christians and Jews are not classified as infidels. Another false narrative pushed by pro-war, pro-destroy the Middle East people. Christians and Jews are known as the people of the book. They are people that were classified not as enemies in Islam, and nowhere ever did they declare them to be enemies, especially in the Quran. People take certain verses out of context, okay, because of certain things that happened. But if they look at the history, even during the Ottoman Empire, after Jews were expelled from Spain in 1492, the Ottomans welcomed them. So when they're being hunted down and massacred by Christians, because throughout history it was Christians massacring the Jews, or what I would call the Israelites, massacring them, humiliating them, wiping them out. Inquisition, Holocaust. Where did they always seek refuge? In the Muslim lands. Where were they always treated kindly? In the Muslim lands. Where were they allowed to practice their religion, their faith, and govern their own affairs within the empire? In the Muslim lands. Where did the Muslims take control of Jerusalem and not find any Jews there at the time? Under Omar al-Khattab, the second caliphate of the Muslim empire. We're talking about the inception of Islam. We're talking about in the beginning of the faith. You had the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You had Abu Bakr, his best friend. And then the second king of the Muslims was a man by the name of Omar al-Khattab. I beg the audience to Google the life of Omar al-Khattab. I dare you to Google how were the Jews treated under Omar al-Khattab. Read about it. When he conquered Jerusalem, he said, there's no Jews here. Where are they? And they said, sir, your highness, there are none here. He says, bring me 80 families. He brought them and resettled them. So to sit here, Laura Loomer, and people like Laura Loomer, just because you have a magnifying glass that the media and the apparatus of war uses to magnify your voice and to try to paint a narrative that the one religion that protected you throughout history, you should be ashamed of yourself. When there were no Jews in the inception of Islam, the Muslims came and brought 80 families back to resettle them in Jerusalem. So to say that Islam is the enemy of Judaism or that it taught us to kill them, then we would have done that from our inception under our founders. Why didn't we do it then when we could have? Why throughout history did they have even the ranks of prime minister, Sean Kelly? They were given positions of authority throughout the Muslim empire. Prime minister, brother. What's more powerful than that except the king? Prime minister, the guy that deals with all the foreign affairs. Go look it up. How were Jews treated under the Muslim empire or the Muslim, history? Search it on ChatGPT. If I'm lying, I'll put my head in shit.
I think that's valuable because a lot of people think this all started from October 7th, but you know the actual history.
It's depressing, man. Okay? I feel like all of our religions are being used. Whether you're a Muslim, and we have some extremists, Christians have had extremists throughout history. And to sit here and think that there's not extremists of the Jewish faith, why? Because they're Jewish, they're not going to have any radicals, right? So only radicals can be is for Christians, Muslims. You got radical Hindus wiping out people in Kashmir. You got radical Buddhists in Burma and in wiping out the Rohingya. You have extremists in, who would ever think even Buddhism could have extremists?
Yeah, I
right?
never would have thought that.
But it exists. So what I'm saying is, when do people like us, I love Jewish people, feel very hurtful in my heart for so many of them right now, who I know don't support what's going on over there because of Netanyahu and his regime. Okay, shout out to my brother Jonathan. I won't say his last name because I don't want him to get backlash. Like, just because we don't support what this regime is doing under your name, is this like I don't support what terrorists did in my name? Okay, too many children have died. I don't give a shit how you say. And to have him come up there and say, "We were so precise the other day. There's not a building left, brother. There's not a single building left.
Jeez.
You know, where are these people supposed to go? Oh, there's plenty of Arabs out there. Like, come on, man." It makes me sad because the history between Jews and Muslims was a beautiful history throughout history up until the creation of that state.
Wow.
And you had Jews living there. So to use that and to try to use our religion to say that that's why, no, that's not true. I just gave everyone, go look at the history. Go, but no one wants to look. People just want to look at a quick video, 30 seconds from a pod, take it out of context, create hatred. Let's push this one because it makes this people look like they hate this people. Like, that's what's going on. We're all in echo chambers. People of the middle need to come together. Christians, Jews, Muslims, atheists, Buddhists, especially in Western countries. Everyone has the right to practice their own faith. Like, we're not enemies, man. We're really not, especially with Christians.
I will say there does seem to be on the right, at least, a coordinated attack on Islam. I was just at Charlie Kirk's event filming, and he brought
He's a clown, bro.
He brought
Charlie
on,
Kirk is a clown.